Hello everyone, and welcome to The Vortex, where lies and falsehoods are trapped and exposed. I'm Michael Voris. As regular viewers of The Vortex know, every now and then we get an email or letter that's emblematic of the crisis in the church today. We continue to be amazed at how many communications we receive from priests and religious who openly express their concern about the state of affairs in the church. We recently received this correspondence from a priest in Europe that we think you need to hear. Dear Real Catholic TV, I know you must receive many emails on a huge amount of issues concerning the Catholic faith and the crisis facing the church in these present times. But let me put one difficult issue to you that I think many priests who seek to be faithful to the church find themselves caught up in. Not infrequently, on the occasion of the funeral of a celebrity or a politician, we are presented often with someone who publicly opposed Catholic teaching on serious matters of faith and morality, or who lived a life openly contrary to the teaching of the church. Now, I know that all of us depend on God's grace and mercy for our salvation, and we are not privy to what transpires between the individual human soul and God at the moment of death, but often in these funeral masses, one suspects that such reconciliation is not even seen as an issue, even by those who preside at the funeral mass. I am thinking of a recent state funeral mass here in Ireland where the chief celebrant's opening remarks at the funeral mass stated that we are here, quote, to celebrate the life and achievements of name redacted. And during the mass, no mention of anything to do with the Catholic teaching on the meaning of a Christian death, just a series of glowing, over-idealized eulogies of a no doubt gifted politician and academic, but one who was publicly at odds with the Catholic doctrine in many areas. I also witnessed the funeral mass of a young pop star, in which the priest was lauded for his homily, in which he approved of the star's relationships with his same-sex partner, and this in front of an audience of thousands of young people. In many cases, these masses are attended by high-ranking clergy and bishops. My question is this: how are we as priests who seek to be faithful to the church and try to celebrate her liturgical rites in accordance with proper form, often in the face of hostility from ignorant Catholics and disaffected clergy, to be taken seriously by our own parishioners when they see priests and bishops presiding at funeral masses that are more like secular remembrance services than the Catholic Requiem Mass? In other words, how can we insist on proper form and appropriate liturgical music when senior clergy and bishops are presiding on such occasions? The question some parishioners put to me is this: well, if he can have all that at his funeral, why can't we have that at our funerals? What's your problem? The bishops are okay with it. So you can see the constant dilemma that we are up against. I just wonder, does the Vatican have any position on this? I know that it deals with many huge areas of controversy, and my issue may seem slight in comparison, but I do think such open inconsistency really erodes the faith of many Catholics and places many faithful priests in unacceptable situations that cheapen the priesthood and erodes morale long term. After all, who in his right mind would give his life just to preside at these empty showpieces? No wonder there are very few vocations. The shallowness so evident in these liturgies would draw only the most empty minds. Yours sincerely, Father Michael. This is why we here at RealCatholicTV.com, as well as other faithful Catholic groups, are so concerned with the seeming inaction and lack of concern among so many church leaders, including bishops. In fact, mostly bishops. Do they not realize that their constant watering down of the faith and non-stop accommodation to the gods of political correctness damages not only the faithful in the pews, but so many faithful priests and religious as well? Think about this for a moment. A priest, scandalized by the actions or inactions of the leaders in the church, feels the need to write us and ask us for support and understanding and guidance in exercising his priestly ministry, because those to whom he should be able to turn have for all intents and purposes abdicated their roles and turned themselves over to a culture of non-faith. As long as the prevailing culture among so many church leaders continues to demonstrate a loss of personal faith, the members of the body will continue to suffer. But hey, don't take our word for it. Ask a good priest. God love you. I'm Michael Voris.
Please help us keep delivering these kinds of messages that so desperately need to be heard and acted on. Join RealCatholicTV.com today as a premium subscriber. Become immersed in the faith established by Jesus Christ. The Catholic Church is the only hope against evil because that is its God-given mission. As our Lord said, apart from me, you can do nothing. Join RealCatholicTV.com today as a premium subscriber and come to learn and love Christ more deeply.